Marie Osmond's daughter is all grown up and might look familiar to you. Prince Albert and Jasmine Grace Grimaldi at age 25. Many people don't know that Prince Albert has two other children besides the royal twins, Prince Jacques and Princess Gabriella. The prince has one daughter, Jasmine Grace Grimaldi. She was named after her mother, Princess Grace, who is also known as actor Grace Kelly. And like her famous grandma, Jasmine is said to be trying to make a living by singing and playing. Hugh Jackman and Oscar Maximilian Jackman at age 17. Without question, Hugh Jackman's work as Wolverine is going well, and the fact that he has a huge net worth shows he's an always bankable star. But he also has a great home life, which is something that not many Hollywood stars can say. Deborah Lee Furness has been his sweetheart for a long time, and they're now married since 1996. They still look so in love. Deborah's had 2 losses before she and her husband decided to adopt a boy named Oscar Maximilian and a girl named Ava Elio. Oscar's only finishing school, but he's also taking his father on trips around the world while he works on his many movie projects. Oscar's lucky. Julie Andrews and Emma Walton Hamilton at age 34. Julie Andrews started working as a child actor early on, but it wasn't until she started doing Broadway shows that people paid attention to this beautiful young girl. The part of Mary Poppins in her first movie, Mary Poppins, got her an Academy Award. Since then, Andrews has become a movie celebrity, having starred in many hit movies like The Sound of Music and The Princess Diaries. In the year 2000, Queen Elizabeth II gave her the title Dame. For Julie's daughter, Emma, to become a movie star, she knew she had big shoes to fill. In the US, she had small parts in TV shows and movies, but she finally opened the Bay Street Theater in New York. Now she writes books for kids and has already finished 34 of them. Robin Williams and Zach Williams at age 29. Robin Williams was a successful comedian and actor. He had 3 children, and his older son Zach looks, acts, and cares for others the most like him. Robin died too soon in 2014, and Zach wanted to honor his father by doing some good. So the MBA graduate taught inmates at California's San Quentin State Prison how to be responsible with money. This was something he did because his father had wanted to help the people who were locked up here improve their lives when they got out. Daniel Day-Lewis and Cashel Blake Day-Lewis at age 15. There were times when Daniel Day-Lewis scared us by saying that he was leaving movies soon. We'd be sad to see him leave the spotlight, but we're sure that his son Cashel Blake will be able to take his place. The good-looking teen is often seen at movie premieres and on red carpets, usually with famous people like Brooklyn Beckham, the son of football player David Beckham. Tom Hanks and Colin Hanks at age 25. The job of Tom Hanks is one of the most coveted in Hollywood, and his son Colin shares his love of playing. Even though he looks a lot like his dad, Colin isn't having as much luck with his job choices, and his accomplishments at his age aren't even close to Tom's. In any case, Hanks is still young and has had a chance to catch up to his dad. He can count on a trust fund that Tom can set up for him with his $1 million net worth if he doesn't show up. Ron Howard and Bryce Dallas Howard at age 25. When we look at pictures of Ron Howard when he was 25, we remember his most famous part as Richie Cunningham on the TV show Happy Days. But Ron Howard is better known as the famous director of movies like Apollo 13, A Beautiful Mind, and The Da Vinci Code. He taught his daughter, Bryce Dallas Howard, how much he loved playing. We recently saw her in Jurassic World with Chris Pratt. Ron also gave Bryce his famous red hair. We're interested in what Bryce uses to keep her hair looking so good. Even though she's been acting for a while and has made enough money on her own, it would be great if her father left her some of his money by will. Michael Douglas and Dylan Michael Douglas at age 17. Dylan Douglas, the son of actors Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones, is now an adult and just got back from his senior prom. His mother put up a picture of her beautiful son on Instagram and wrote that he was going to college after graduation. When you look at a picture of the famous actor when he was 17, it's clear that Dylan has his father's good looks. Chris Noth and Orion Christopher Noth in their preteens. We remember Chris Noth as the good-looking male lead in the mostly female show Sex and the City, which starred Sarah Jessica Parker. Fans of Chris were wondering when the handsome silver fox would get married and start a family, just like his Sex and the City character. When he got married to his longtime girlfriend, actor Tara Lynn Wilson, in 2012, they got answers to their problems. But they had a son together before they got married. They named him Orion Christopher Noth. The little boy is now 10 years old, and he's sometimes seen with his dad at basketball games and at the beach. It's great to see that Chris is still interested in raising his son, even though he's an older dad. Fans were worried when they saw him with a walking stick and thought he might be sick. Cindy Crawford and Kaya Gerber in their teens. Fans were shocked by how much Kaya Gerber looked like her mom when she first started modeling. Cindy Crawford looks like she had surgery to make her look 16 again. If your parents were famous supermodels, it shouldn't come as a surprise that you'll have her best features. As it is, Cindy Crawford doesn't look old at all, like she's hiding a secret about how to stay young. She recently did a fashion ad with Versace, and the pictures show that even though she isn't working full-time, she can compete with her young daughter. Charles Spencer, 9th Earl of Spencer, and Louis Spencer, Viscount Althorp, at age 24. People were interested in more than just Prince Harry and Meghan Markle during the royal wedding. They were also interested in Prince Harry's handsome cousin, Louis Spencer. Louis, who is the son of Princess Diana's brother, Charles Spencer, showed up with his mother and two sisters. The Spencer charm, which is what his aunt, Princess Diana, is best known for, was passed on down to Louis. It's not a surprise that he turned out so handsome. His mother, Victoria Lockwood, was a British fashion model, so she has the Spencer gene. Kelsey Grammer and Spencer Grammer in their early 30s. Kelsey Grammer is best known for his lead part in the TV show Frasier, which ran for 20 years. Besides that, though, his name is linked to a very pricey divorce deal involving his ex-wife, Camille Grammer. He did leave enough money for his children to receive, which is a good thing. Spencer, his oldest daughter from his first marriage, has been playing on TV and in movies since 1992 and has been able to support herself without a trust fund. Spencer chose to go back to school last year and learn how to write screenplays and direct movies. Daniel Craig and Ella Craig at age 25. Daniel Craig, who is best known for playing James Bond, is now a dad to an adult girl. She was born when he was 50. Ella's been very busy on social media, sharing many pictures of her glamorous life while dressed to the nines. She seems to have taken a cue from Bond. She likes playing, just like her dad, but she mostly does theater and short videos. Daniel's first wife, Fiona Loudon, divorced Ella's dad some time ago, but Ella's mom says there's no bad blood between them. So much so that Ella shares a lot of pictures of her two families having fun together. Brendan Gleeson and Domhnall Gleeson at age 34. Along with his great playing skills, Irish actor Brendan Gleeson is known for his bright red hair, which his son, Domhnall Gleeson, also has. There aren't many artists who can pull off red hair like this, father and son. We hope they tell us their secret. It's probably about great hair products. Fan-favorite movies like About Time, the Harry Potter movies, and 2 of the Star Wars movies have helped Domhnall make a name for himself in Hollywood. Stellan Skarsgard and Alexander Skarsgard at age 35. Even though Stellan Skarsgard has more than one son, Alexander Skarsgard is the one who got his looks from his Swedish father. We think Alexander is more beautiful than his father. Alexander's been making waves in Hollywood through The Legend of Tarzan and the HBO hit show Big Little Lies, for which he got an Emmy. Stellan's been around for years, and some people might think he lives off a trust fund or something. Leslie Mann and Maude Apatow in their 20s. People have seen Leslie Mann in a lot of comedies like The Cable Guy, George of the Jungle, Big Daddy, and The Other Woman. When Mann tried out for the part of Cable Guy in 1997, he met Judd Apatow, who produced the movie. They hit it off right away and got married the next year. Mann and Apatow have 2 girls together. Maud, the oldest, is studying radio, television, and film at Northwestern University, which shows that she got her parents' love of movies from them. You don't need to rely on the trust fund that your parents set up because she was in some of their movies when she was young, so we think she already has a lot of money saved up. Kate Moss and Leela Grace Hack at age 15. When she was 14, British model Kate Moss was found at JFK Airport. Not even she knew that one day she'd rule the runway and magazine covers. Because of how thin she was and how delicate she looked, she was chosen to be the face of many well-known brands, including Calvin Klein, Chanel, and H&M. It looks like Kate's ready to hand off the reins to her 15-year-old daughter. Leela Grace's famous parents, her dad is the editor of a British magazine, used to get her shot all the time. That's how Marc Jacobs found her and chose to make her their new model. Tom Jones and Jonathan Berkeley in their 20s. Tom Jones, the famous singer, may have had 2 boys named Mark and Jonathan. The first child's the singer's real son with his late wife Linda. The second child, Jonathan, was someone he didn't recognize until 2008 when a court said a DNA test showed he was Jones's son with former model Catherine Berkeley. Jones agreed to do what the court said and give Jonathan a monthly payment until he turns 18. Then he said he never wanted to have anything to do with the boy again. Jonathan Berkeley, who's now 29 years old, wants to be a singer and goes by the name John Jones. He was in the news because he was homeless and had been caught before for drug possession. Tatum O'Neal and Emily McEnroe at age 26. What Emily McEnroe, daughter of Tatum O'Neal and John McEnroe, went through as a child wasn't easy. Her parents were popular people. For her role in the movie Paper Moon, O'Neal set a record as the youngest person to win an Oscar. She was 10 years old. McEnroe, on the other hand, is a tennis legend. When O'Neal and John got separated, she lost control of her kids because the judge saw how much she used drugs. The actor changed her life around in the end, and now she gets along great with her 3 kids and her father, whom she used to not talk to. Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, and Princess Eugenie at age 27. There's more than one royal wedding. Princess Eugenie of York, one of Queen Elizabeth's grandchildren, was the bride. The princess is one of 2 daughters of Meghan Markle and Prince Andrew, who are Duke and Duchess of York. Even though they're no longer married, Sarah will still be called a duchess until she marries again. Princess Eugenie may have her father's eyes and hair color, but her mother is responsible for most of her looks. John Candy and Jennifer Candy in their 30s. People all over the world love comedian John Candy, who was born in Canada. He died too soon in 1994 when he was only 43 years old. His famous movies are what people remember about him. Spaceballs, Cool Runnings, Splash, Uncle Buck, and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles are a few of them. Jennifer Candy is still affected by her dad, even though she lost him when she was young. She's now an actor and director. She played the lead role in the short-lived TV show Where's This Party?, also in the Disney Channel show Liv and Maddie. Claudia Schiffer and Cosima Violet at age 7. We've seen enough children of famous supermodels to know that these kids are truly genetically talented. Let's look at Cosima Schiffer, Claudia Schiffer's daughter. She's one of the daughters of the German supermodel from the 1990s and her film director husband, Matthew Vaughn. Maybe Cosima is too young to understand why the media are always taking pictures of them, but Claudia is doing everything she can to give her 3 kids a normal life. Jack Nicholson and Ray Nicholson at age 26. It would have been a waste for Jack Nicholson, who's one of the best players in Hollywood, not to give his acting genes to his children. Out of his 5 kids, only one is said to be following in Dad's path. People used to only see Ray Nicholson when he went to basketball games with his famous father. As a result, NBA fans saw him grow up. Ray, who's now 26 years old, is ready to take over Hollywood. His father's given some famous performances over the years, so people are expecting nothing less than the best from him. It helps that Ray is so good-looking that some people can't help but compare him to star Leonardo DiCaprio. Selma Hayek and Valentina Paloma Pinot in their preteens. The actor Selma Hayek, who's Mexican, has been beautiful since she was a child, so it's not a surprise that she started modeling so young. She went on to star in big hits, and she didn't just get parts because of how she looked. In movies like Frida, Desperado, and Grown Ups, she showed that she could play any type of part, whether it was serious, funny, or exciting. But now that she's 50, the actress is taking on fewer parts and projects. Instead, she's focusing on raising her daughter, Valentina, with her wealthy businessman husband, Francois-Henri Pinault. Most of the time, it looks like the young girl who goes to school looks a lot like her famous mother. Drew Barrymore and Frankie Barrymore Koppelman at age 4. There aren't many Hollywood stars who last as long as Drew Barrymore. She was in her first movie, E.T., when she was only 5 years old. Drew's still working, even though she's 43 years old. She acts and produces in movies and TV shows. She now has 2 cute children, the youngest of whom is named Frankie Barrymore Koppelman. At 4 years old, it's clear that Frankie got her cuteness from her mom. It's easy to see why Drew would want to set up a trust fund for her girls to protect their future. Vanessa Redgrave and Joely Richardson in their 20s. Tennessee Williams and Arthur Miller, 2 famous writers, have called Vanessa Redgrave the greatest living actress of our times. Her daughter, Joely Richardson, who looks a lot like her mother, has a long way to go to reach her mother's level of fame. Vanessa's won many awards for her work in theater, TV, and movies over the years. These include an Oscar, an Emmy, a Tony, an Olivier, a Golden Globe, a Screen Actors Guild Award, a BAFTA, and a Cannes Film Festival Award. More than getting money as a gift, Joely would probably rather get her mother's playing skills. Marie Osmond and Rachel Lauren Blozell at age 27. Marie Osmond started singing and acting in a few scenes with her brothers, who used to be in a TV show called The Osmond Brothers. After that, she and her famous brother, Donny Osmond, had their comedy show called Donny and Marie. In this family, blood is thicker than water. Marie has 8 kids, 3 biological and 5 adopted, but we think Rachel looks the most like her. She had her first child, a girl named Rocket Jade, in early 2018.